Warning, this show is R16, so please do not watch if you are under the recommended age. Everything we say in the show is a joke. It is for comedic purposes only. And I'm also kind of saying this because I don't really want to get cancelled. Enjoy the pod. Welcome to our podcast. This is a new thing that me and Jay Sutts over here have started. So, welcome back to the Banter Barn. Today we have special guest, Bailey Ricky Bogger Bilbo Towns. This is episode... Episode 4! Hey! Ah! We're back with Banter Barn. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favourite dodgy little podcast where you binge all your dodgy desires. This is the Banter Barn Rebirth.
And their car just stunk of weed.
Really?
And then as I'm getting out their meal, I'm like, have a good sesh, girls, and close the window.
Bursting in through the wahine door must have been this mammoth of a woman.
Oh no!
She must have been a Goliath, honestly. Oh.
My mother's greyhound may have eaten
No.
about 1.5 cookies.
You're fucking kidding me. Woo! Alright, so welcome back to the Banter Barn. It has been... you know what? It's been a while, mate. It's been a fair...
It has been a while.
It's been a good 6 months. I've been looking to get back into the podcast, and we've got our first guest. Introduce yourself.
My name's Bob. That is not a fake name. I promise it's real. It's just an unfortunate one.
Yeah.
My parents called me Bob just before SpongeBob and Bob the Builder came out. And then but they both came out at the same time, and my parents were just... like, fuck.
Yeah,
damn it. We've really screwed it up here, yeah.
So, me and Bob's, we stopped by Countdown to get our...
I've already opened
to get our routine monsters. And wait, cheers, mate. Welcome to the Banter Barn.
Cheers. Thank you. It's good to be here.
So, basically, I met Bob. It's first week down in Christchurch. We're currently at Bob's house, filming up the Banter Barn. So we're in the same uni class. Yeah, we can say that. Yeah, we're in the same uni class, and we just bantered, and we got into talking about like podcasts and shit, and we were both just like, "Fuck, why don't we just start the Banter Barn? Let's just get it going,
yeah,
dude.
Like, just start.
Why not?" And I was like to Bob, I was like, "Oh, you know what, mate? Check out some of the freaking TikToks, and what did you think, bro?"
And now, the first one that I saw, obviously, the top hit was the about having a wank, how
many times do you wank a day?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that instantly, I thought everything was on point.
Yeah,
he nailed it. You have a wank more when you're just single. The more single you get, the more you wank.
This is the thing, right? Like, we always say this kind of shit, and it's like we never intend for it to have any meaning. Like, when we were saying that shit, no one actually cares about the answer to that question.
No,
like, how many times you wank a day is completely irrelevant. But when we were like, you know what? When you're into someone, you do it less. Everyone's like, hang on. That's fucking true.
Exactly.
That is true.
It is. It really is. Because I can think of many... even when you're in a relationship, when you know that it's about to end...
Yeah.
That's when it starts to go up again.
Dude, and you know what's actually one thing that affects like my horniness levels, like dramatically, is the amount of food I'm eating, bro. Like, if I'm caning back... Like, if I'm at like a higher body fat level and I'm just knocking back like yummy food... Bro, I am a demon.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I'm working on a drive-through at the moment. I won't say which place because might talk shit about them later, to be honest. Yeah. But no, I work on a drive-through, and honestly, with the amount of free food that I can get, it's just that's all I can eat, and like plus as a uni student, right? When you're getting free food and plus I get like 50% off. Yeah. So might as well, bro. Might as well like live it up.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Dude, have you had any like weird interactions on the drive-thru? Like, surely you've had some creatures come through. Like, have you ever had anyone like baked at the fucking wheel? Because I'm thinking, if I'm baked, first place I want to go is BK.
So 3 days ago, there was these 2 girls who came through. It was too funny. They came through and they couldn't even use their card. They asked for 2 separate orders, but they were both paying in cash. Yeah. So it wouldn't have mattered either way. They could just combine their cash. But and they both ordered the same thing with the same amount of money as well. And their car just stunk of weed.
Really?
And then as I'm getting out their meal, I'm like, have a good sesh, girls, and close the window. And one of them freaks out. They're paranoid, like looking forward to gripping the wheel white. And then the guy in the back is pissing himself
Really?
laughing. Oh, he thinks it's
He's
funny.
definitely the one who's dishing out all the weed.
And he's the one who's done it. Like he's the one supplying the weed. He's done it before.
He's the one who's like, yo guys, let's go BK.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it'll be funny as. Yeah, you drive up, you order.
Yo, and then that's cracker. You said 2 Asian chicks as well.
Oh yeah, two. Oh man, like the Asian chicks are funny as. Like they come through and they'll ask for the meal, and then they get to the window and they'll be like, yeah, 5, and you're like, oh, hang on, what? And you're like, okay, I'll start that, and then they're like, oh, can we just change the drink?
Really?
Like yeah, and then working in fast food is one of the most fun experiences of my life because you just meet the most crazy people.
Shit, yeah.
A guy back up in Nelson, he came through and he hands over his money, or he like goes to tap his card, and I see just a swastika tattooed on the back of his hand, and I was like, is that like...
So like mongrel mob, you reckon?
I don't even know. I was like, is that part of your past, or is that like
is that like present? Yo.
Yeah, but like, yeah, he just like he was real friendly. Like he was the
dude. A lot of them are, bro. You can't judge a book by its cover. Like straight up. Have you seen that? Who's that dude who used to do John and Ben? Guy Williams. Guy Williams. Oh mate, when he did that mongrel mob thing, and he visits the guy.
When you're married to the mob.
When you're married to the mob, baby, it's a full-time job. So,
that's brilliant.
It's so fucking good.
Honestly, that was one of the best things that Guy Williams has ever done. Honestly, he is a big inspiration.
I actually think he's fucking crack up. Like I think for him to be like the understudy of John and Ben, it didn't do him service, man. Like he could do his own shit for sure. Now that he is like,
what I think is that people really don't give him the credit because he really did. He came from Nelson, where very small town, nothing. Everybody's either on meth or homeless or geriatric, and it's pretty. I honestly think it's pretty inspiring how far he's gotten, considering he's from small town Nelson. Now he's in Auckland. He's doing shows. He's made his own show, like with the what was it called? Like New Zealand Today, I think it was.
Yeah. He's doing bits, bro.
No, it was just brilliant. Yeah.
Fuck, he'd be a funny guest. Imagine that. Imagine getting Guy Williams on that.
That would be amazing.
That guy'd be able to chew his face off there, because especially from his experience as well. Like it's funny you talking about your job in fast food because you worked there for years. Like I got a job. I left there now, so I'm just gonna fucking say it.
Go ahead.
I had a job at Farrow, which is like a nice like food retail place.
Just say it rhymes with Barrow.
Yeah. Oh, and mate, like let me tell you, it is not nice. It is not good. Like I walked in, and because everyone there is like really, like, okay, so it's run by an ethnic group of lower height, right?
So
I walk in and I'm like 6'3", right? First thing I do, bonk, fucking smash my head on the roof of the place. Yeah. Bro, I'm literally there cooking. Like, they had me chop 40 kilos of onions that I'm hunched over, wearing like a mask as well, and I just couldn't hack it. Second day, I'm like, I quit. Exactly. Legit second day. It was probably pretty weak for me. Like I could have stuck it out realistically, but mate, I was not having it.
Oh no, exactly. It's the same with my job. Like a lot of the people, like I see them, like they hire a lot of foreigners, and they are some of the hardest workers that I've
Dude, they just keep going.
They're tiny, they just keep going, they'll work 16 hours in a day.
Make them work in 400 fucking degree heat. Skinny white boy here sweating his nutsack off, mate. I can't do it.
You're telling me. I'm like a strawberry when I turn
Oh, dude, your mask in class.
Oh my god. Okay.
Dude, your back was like
Okay. We're going to say this story. Alright,
so good.
Me, I don't know what it is, but I'm a bit of a chronic sweater. It sucks, and I have like chemical grade antiperspirant that I like try to dunk myself in before I come to uni. But yeah, so there was one time we were just sitting there in a lecture and we were just getting talked at, and we all got told that like pull our masks up over our nose, and I was like using it as like
because the mask doesn't work if it's like
exactly
not over your nose.
I did that, and for some reason it was just so hot in there. And I was just sweating buckets. I was like red in the face. I just like I couldn't even breathe. And I just like turn around to Tim and I'm like, hey man. I'm kind of sweaty.
And I see this guy's back, and he was wearing a similar shirt now, so you could see like all the sweat stains in your back. And I was just like, I wanted to like pat you on the back, and then I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I just needed to get out of there. Like we got outside, and I was like, going, oh shit.
Dude, no. That reminds me. Over the summer, right? So me and all my mates from up in Auckland, we went away to my batch. over like the summer break, right? And we were like, and this was when Spider-Man No Way Home was coming out, and we were like, dude, you know what? Let's go to the midnight screening of No Way Home and get baked.
Oh, perfect.
So this is what we do. So we get to the cinema, and we're like, and we didn't smoke or anything, but we had edibles. I've never done edibles before, right?
Pause right there, because the thing with edibles is that you always have to be careful, because you always either have too much, dude, or not enough.
Exactly, and obviously I'm completely oblivious to it. So I'm like, all right, I'll start small. So I just have like me and my mate split a brownie, half a brownie, and we're good. And then my other mate, he's gluten free. He's a diabetic, so it was like he wasn't sure whether he could have a brownie. So he's like, but I could tell he really wanted to. So he breaks it in half. He's like, Tim, I'm only gonna have half of you have half. And I was like, oh dude, you can't put that kind of pressure on me. But then I was like, you know what? What's another half brownie?
Yeah, what's another half?
So I take another half brownie, and then he's like. And then as I'm eating there, where like the intros to the movie start, and he's like, "Fuck, I don't know if I should eat this brownie." I'm like, "Eat that brownie, motherfucker! Yeah. Like it's gone. Like
put me into it,
dude. I'm already here. Like and it didn't affect me at all. I was like, "Oh, this is chill." Halfway through the movie, it was the sequence where because it all hit us at the same time.
Oh, there you go.
It was the sequence where they like enter the mirror dimension.
Oh no!
No. And it just goes.
Oh
boom.
no!
It's like boom, and I'm sitting there, and I'm whacked, and then like honestly, and I had a bag of Maltese. I must have looked like the biggest Neanderthal like fat cunt you've ever seen, stuffing my face with
just
these fucking Maltesers, legit probably chocolate smeared. Apparently, one of my mates did a video of me, and I'm just like licking my fingers, doing the most gross shit.
So good.
But this is the best part, right? So. This is what reminded me from your story, because it was so hot. It was violently hot. I thought my face was like dripping off. I thought my face, like the skin was like dripping off my face, and I was just there. But I was amazed by this movie. Like I was enthralled. So I wasn't leaving. And my mate next to me, I'm just gonna name drop him because fuck it. But my mate, he's like, oh, I gotta go for a piss, bro. So he goes for a piss, comes back. I think nothing of it. Turns out later on that night, my other mate who was at the movies with us, he went for a piss at the same time, and he shows us this video, and he didn't know that it was like one of our mates, but he saw this guy in the bathroom who was sat in a stall on the floor. Sat in a stall on the floor, like this, and he could see the feet, and he just videoed the feet, and so they get back and they're sat down, and Matt's like showing this video. He's like, guys, look, there's someone passed out on the stall, and then my mate who sat next to me, he's like, bro, that was me. Turns out he was so hot. He thought he had like heat stroke. He runs to the bathroom. It was nice and cool. Locked the stall. Passed out. Whacked his head on the stall and was just like on the floor of the stall like this. It was so funny, bro. It was
so
hilarious.
This is a safe place now. This is
yeah. Like, bro, but honestly, that trip was fucking amazing.
That does remind me of a story when I was back home. I have a mate who, so like, there's two of my best mates, right? One side, he's completely sober, completely like he just like goes to uni, comes back.
Yeah.
He's got his fiance. He's just like, real run of the mill, like perfect goody two shoes. And now there's my other mate. And he is like, he's bought weed maybe once in the last 4 years. Because he just sells it and like makes enough to smoke. He's never had to buy his own weed. He does like MDMA every weekend. Fuck. He's like had a stint on.
So legit the opposite of the goody two shoes.
Opposite, right? Now his yearly ritual is that he, after making all of his like weed, after he picks out all the seeds and stems and like all the leaves and stuff like that, and he makes edibles out of it once a year on his birthday. Now, so just so happens,
fair enough tradition, like I want to say, like,
exactly.
I personally don't do like that. I don't drink a lot. I don't smoke that much. But, if it's a special occasion, dude, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly. Like, that's what I think as well, yeah. I'm not like, very into it now because, like, I had my time and now I'm at uni. I'm trying to, like, get back on...
and every time I've done weed, I've been in California.
Oh yeah, no, me too. Yeah. Only in California.
Or in Amsterdam, I think as well. Yeah. Those two places. I've never done it in New Zealand.
Anyway, when I went back home to Amsterdam with my two mates, so he brought some cookies over that he had made from his thing. And
cookies!
Yeah, so these were big old, and these were like, you know those cookie time cookies? Those
those ones are fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, they're so
it
good.
looked like that.
And they taste so nice.
But they stunk.
Oh,
they
really?
stunk. Like, he opened the box
and you could tell it was
the room
weed.
just filled. Now, the problem with the story is that there was a fourth victim, but I'll get to that later. Now, we all ate the said cookies, right? And like my mate who doesn't do it often had half. I had half as well because like I didn't really smoke at all. And then my other mate, he had a whole cookie. Now, we chat and whatnot and watch videos. We're watching Auntie Donna, and Auntie Donna is just brilliant. I've got to show you some skits later because it's a plug to Auntie Donna. Watch their skits; they're amazing. And then we all went to sleep. Now, I wake up at about 3 a.m. and go to the bathroom, and I'm high as shit at this point. I am like,
dude, that's the problem. You can't quantify it. Like, you never know how much you've had, and I'm pretty sure edibles, they're like, the way it interacts with your system, it's like 3 times stronger than smoking.
Exactly, yeah. And then, it all hit me at once at 3 a.m. Could barely lift my head off the fucking pillow. And then, got up, went to go pee. Now, the bathroom was occupied by said mate who doesn't smoke very often.
Ever, yeah.
Now, he's hugging the toilet and, just throwing up and stuff.
Oh,
and I go, mate, are you alright? And he looks at me and goes, no! It was
the instant realization that's so
I've just
fucking
asked
good.
the dumbest question
Yeah,
ever.
yeah,
He was like, no, what the fuck do you think? And then I'm like, oh shit, man. And then I go to the garage, right? And my mate had left the cookies in the garage, right?
Oh no.
Now,
no.
My mother's greyhound may have eaten
No.
about 1.5 cookies.
You're fucking kidding me. The dog was blazed.
Now,
The dog was blazed.
The dog was not yet blazed now.
Because obviously it takes time to sit in. Like, for me, it was like probably an hour and a half.
Now, what I see is, we'll call his name's Andy. Andy was very happy at this point because he thought, yay, I got into the treats.
Yeah.
Now, I'm like...
And can dogs even eat, like, chocolate? I swear they can't.
Yeah, and the thing is that it weren't chocolate. It was just, like, chocolate chip.
Oh,
so
okay.
it was okay. It was, yeah. By the way, I'll premise this. The dog is fine, very happy and alive.
The dog is not dead, okay? There was no... The chocolate didn't kill it, the wheat... It probably got close, but it's fine.
Okay, so... Then I was, freaking out, and I, said to Jack, I was like, oh, shit, man, the dog has gotten into them. And then I, told my friend who was sleeping there, and he, went out and was like, what do we do? Now, at this point, I had 2 options. I work the next day at about 7 a.m. So I had 2 options. Either I tell my mother now and let her freak out for the whole night and then have to go to work in the morning tired and all that sort of shit. Or I could wait with the dog and see if it was okay. I chose option number 2.
Yeah.
So I stayed up all night with the dog and watched the slow descent into his, into being high. And
I can't believe the dog got into the weed biscuits.
About an hour into it, his eyes start drooping and he starts swaying side to side. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
Then he throws up outside.
The dog?
Yeah.
The dog greened.
So the dog greens out and throws up outside.
What? How can a dog green out?
Well, and then I was like, okay, that's good, right? Because it's gotten out to most of the cookie before it's dissolved in its stomach and fucked it completely.
Yeah.
Now, I sit with the dog and it's just lying there and just stoned as fuck. He's almost smiling. He wasn't in a bad state at all, guys. He was actually really happy.
Dude,
and,
well, this happens to people all the time. People green out and they still have a mean time.
Exactly.
You know?
So it felt like he just threw up and he was ready to pass out and stuff like that. Now, at about 4 a.m, I have to wake up in the next 2-3 hours. So I'm going, right, I'll just get a quick bit of shut-eye. Now I go to sleep, and I'll wake up to my mum bursting in the room going, what did you do?
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh shit, he's dead. I'm freaking out at this point. Now my dad walked past and he's pissing himself laughing. And my
so you at this point think the dog's gone?
So I thought the dog was dead, and then
dog's dead.
And then Dad walks past and laughs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
And what I get explained is that my mum had asked the dog to like come get its breakfast, right? And it jumped off the bed and just started waddling and just like stumbling side to side. And then like it went outside and just pissed for like 2 minutes straight. Because it was just like, it couldn't move.
The dog was just in bits.
But it was so good that it didn't piss on the bed, just like waited.
Yeah.
And then went outside, pissed. My mum was like, we've got to get him to the vet. Got him to the vet. And even the vets were laughing. Really? They were like, oh, they got into wee cookies. And they were like, oh, another one, guys. Like,
really? Oh, so bro, it probably happens quite a bit.
Yeah, it probably happens. Yeah, so apparently it's happened before. And then they said, like, what do we do to, like, help the dog? And then, like, the vet looks at my mum seriously and goes, probably some Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
And then said, don't put on Marley and Me.
Dude, honestly.
It's brilliant.
But that's the crazy thing, like, I know weed interacts with everyone differently, but for me, I personally don't like edibles just because I'm high for like a week.
Oh, exactly. The next 2 days, you're just like sluggish.
I'm vegetative. Like I'm spaced out, bro. Like honestly, being here because I literally haven't touched anything since like the summer. Because as soon as the summer was over, I was like, right, it's grind time to get to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I actually really appreciate the feeling of just being like present, like actually being cognitively stable is a nice feeling.
Yeah.
And I always get worried every single time I get high or whatever. It's probably because I'm not that well versed. Like I'm not experiencing it, but I'm always like, fuck, am I gonna be like this forever?
Yeah,
is this the new normal? And it's probably that little bit of paranoia as well. But especially with the edibles, like, dude, it was 6 days.
Yeah,
I was at the gym and I'm like, dude, I'm high. I can't work out.
Exactly.
I'm like trying to do pull-ups. I'm like, I think I'm gonna vom. Like, I think I'm gonna green because I'm never green. Like, I don't know. For me, like, I could just keep getting higher, and I never green. But it was weird. I haven't. To be honest, like, I'm glad I did it the once, but it was probably a level above my pay grade and all.
Yeah, for me, like back at home, I was a bit of a back in my teenage years because I was like in Nelson back in there. Like, there's not a lot of space to like do much stuff because it's a lot of an older population and your friends sort of we got into drugs really early just because that was what was there
in Amsterdam.
in Amsterdam, yeah. And then like we got into sort of like the more like higher level, like the sort of trips and like
I've never.
Now that's the next level, man.
Yeah.
Like I've only done them like once or twice.
Just for preference, I think I'm good. Like
exactly.
I've done probably more than I've ever needed to.
Yeah, they're one of those things that like I've done them once or twice and just like never wanted to touch them again because they are very full on.
Don't get me wrong, like. When I'm like older, or like once, I feel like it's an experience I've got to try at least the once. But like, because even when I've heard shit about like DMT, like, dude, I gotta do that. I gotta do that once.
Yeah, exactly. There's like all those like sort of trips are like very, very personal because you do learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
I always called it like it's the way to turn your body on and off.
Fuck.
It's like deep, a good it's a good 8 hours where like you're just like looking at your life from a very abstract point of view. You're like clearing up files and shit like that, and then you turn on the computer again in the morning and you're booted up again.
It's like a reboot.
Yeah, bro, and you're like getting rid of all those viruses and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. Well, even a good night out or just like a good doing something like shit that's good for the soul. That's how I deem it, bro. Like, I'm a massive like health advocate. Like, literally, my health is everything. But health, the everything about health is balance.
Exactly.
So, dude, like, if I'm gonna be honest, like, as a health advocate and as someone who's literally like health is my core focus. Like, I'm a complete nerd. I listen to physiology podcasts, everything. If doing that edible's you're gonna enjoy it. And it's gonna it's gonna do that, like, do the edible. Just do it.
Yeah,
like,
have fun with
as long as like, just forget about it. Enjoy the experience, because that's where like you get some like ill relationships with drugs when people try and like, I don't know, almost like justify it to themselves in a weird way, and it fucks up with their relationship. But if you're just like, you know what, I deserve this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I've earned this shit. I'm just gonna do it once, and like that'll be nice until the next time.
Have you heard about Rat Park?
Rat Park?
So there was an experiment done back in the day, and it was about like to find out why drugs are addictive and what like happens to drug addicts. Now they got a rat, they put it into a cage. One bottle of water is just water. Another bottle of water is water with heroin in it, right? Now, nearly every time... this was in the, 30s, so, this is unethical, but, this is what happened.
Back when shit just got done.
Yeah, exactly. So, all these rats would overdose and die on, the heroin, because they would drink the normal water, but then they'll be like, oh, sweet.
This is some nice heroin water,
Now, if you change the setting, right, put a bunch of rats in the cage... and you give them toys and things to do. And the same things, the bottle of water and the bottle of water with heroin in it, they don't even touch the heroin water because they've got friends, they've got things to do, they've got stuff, activities to do with each other.
Yeah.
And they've got interaction.
Yeah.
That was where they found out that the opposite of addiction is connection.
Fuck.
So all these drug addicts, right, when they get shunned from their families, right, because they're a drug addict,
it worse.
and they get shunned from all their friends, only people who are with them are the people who they get put into these circles.
Shit, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, so the thing is...
You know what? That actually makes... Sorry to interrupt you, but that actually makes perfect sense, because I've been talking to, even my, flatmates and stuff, but a lot of what they've said is, where they're from, when there's not a lot to do, drinking drugs. Instantly, those are the two things that become the thing to do. Whereas with me, I've always found avenues, to keep myself busy. Starting a fucking podcast, making YouTube videos, health and fitness. I'm never the kind of person to just sit on my ass and be I'm bored.
Exactly,
always, in my head, I've always got shit to do. And I think that's what's really kept me, streamlined for the most part, and I think I'm really lucky in the sense that I've the way I've been brought up has made me that way. But also having shit to do constantly, even sometimes my mates are bro, these holidays I'm so bored. I'm dude, I fucking love the holidays because I'm always doing shit. I like making myself busy as much as I sitting back and watching a movie lasting at night. The thing that makes that so good is having a fucking ball ache of a day.
Yeah, exactly. When you're able to sit down finally and actually chill out, that's where... Because that's what I'm really happy with about being down here in Christchurch, because I can actually I can surround myself with people who are driven, because I found that in my home, as much as they're I've got really good friends there and all that sort of stuff, and a lot of them are just focused on the town itself, that's it. But there's nothing broader. Nobody's thinking about where they're going to go in 5 years, or what they're going to do in 10 years.
Yeah.
Where I've always had that thing, what am I going to do in 5 years? I'm going to be in 5 years I'll be 28, 2 years I'll be 30. I need to think about what I'm doing.
That's wild.
Yeah, exactly. Because people say that 30 is the end of your life. It's not. But
dude, 30's if you actually think about it, 30 is actually still young. 30's are your 20s but with money.
Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the thing. And then even your 20s is just your teenage years, but with money.
Yeah.
But then your 30s is your 20s, but with more money and more stability around.
Yeah.
I mean, at the moment, we're students, so
oh, dude, I'm broke as fuck.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have no money. It's quite funny. Everyone's oh, dude, I think we're planning to go see the new Batman movie. My class on Wednesday. And everyone's let's get the IMAX tickets. I'm yeah, can we go to standard? I can't splash an extra $10 on for a big fucking screen.
Yeah, exactly. It's so silly. I think that I'm really lucky with my job at the moment that I've got StudyLink coming in and also my job. If you're from Australia, that's your Centrelink and all that sort of stuff. It's
money from the government that you pay back later.
Yeah, exactly. But no, Centrelink's actually wins. Whoops, got it wrong there. But yeah, other one. But yeah, pretty much I'm really lucky with my job because the other day I brought in a bunch of just food for everybody because I was I'll just get a bunch of desserts because I know these guys don't have money. It cost me $30 to shout the whole class. Get something cool for everybody and it was
and then everyone's bomb!
Yes,
it's bomb! The free fucking bomb!
I brought them in. I got an applause, man.
Yeah.
And there was I think a couple of vegetarians or something like that didn't, or people just didn't want the dessert.
Yeah.
And I just got them whatever they wanted as well because I was I get it cheap as, might as well bring it
fucking legend of a guy right here, man. That's fucking sick, dude. I wish I had the resources to do that, man.
I mean, and I did because the thing is for a lot of people it's their first year, right? But for me, I did a 6 month sort of can I still study course because I mean, I haven't written an essay since I was 16. When I was 17, I was in when I was 16, I was in year 12, and I passed it with like 30% attendance. Passed it with merit. Because I learned...
That's impressive.
I learned that I could just, like, wag school, get away with it, and still pass and cruise.
That's nuts.
But then year 13 rolled around, didn't know how to try.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to, like, put that effort in.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when I got back into study, now I'm, like, 110% into it, surrounding myself with people who are just as driven to me.
And, like, environment.
I'm not even thinking about going to drink in the weekends or anything like that.
Dude,
now.
Actually, you know what? The good thing about being poor is it makes you think about, like, do I need this? Like, when everyone's drinking on the weekend, I'm just like, you know what? I can't afford this drink, and to be honest, I don't really want it. Like, if I really needed it, I'd probably buy it, but I don't really fucking need it.
And I'm just gonna hang out. Like, I always say, you don't need shoes to run. Like, you don't need alcohol to have fun, and you don't need shoes to run either.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it nice, don't get me wrong. The shoes make it hurt less, but, like, it's actually not essential, you know?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know, it's always like, you know, you can go bare feet, doesn't matter, but, like, it does kind of help.
It definitely helps, but, like... You know, when you've actually... But that's the thing. When you don't have those resources, it makes you think, like, what's actually fucking important.
What can I actually do? Now I'm thinking... I keep looking at this package here.
Dude, we didn't even... We actually just got carried away. We actually just got straight into it, dude.
So the thing is that my grandmother, bless her heart, she's one of the sweetest women I know. She always sends me things, and, I don't even have my phone on me, but the messages that she sent me were brilliant. Actually, pass me my phone that's just there.
I got you.
Sweet, fantastic.
Under the cheeky... was it Secret Santa present?
Yes, yeah, okay, so also to say that, pass that over.
Yeah. Fucking what a plug, mate. This is absolutely sick.
So, for my work, we're all apparently, like, very into each other because I said, like, a $20 limit or something like that. I got my person, like, a bunch of chocolate and stuff like that. I got a Calvin Klein wallet worth $125.
That's fun.
And I was freaking out going, I can't do this. This is way too much money. But anyway, my sweet, sweet grandmother, bless her heart, she...
Can we name drop? Oh, probably not. Oh. No, maybe don't name drop the grandma.
No, we'll call her Gran. Gran is a very wholesome person in my life. She bought me an hoodie before I came down to Christchurch because she knew it would be cold. But she got the hoodie off Wish. And it's like half height, kind of like
really?
crop topish on me and stuff like that. But, I don't mind at all. Now, she
thought that counts, you know? That's the key thing.
Oh, that's right. She texted it to me. Sorry, this is great podcasting right here. Looking at the phone.
Yo.
Now, she messaged me saying, of you have address I can post that you might like. I bought one for myself as well.
So for those of you listening on Spotify, Bob is reading out the text message from his grandma, seemingly, no offense, illiterate grandma.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. It's so amazing to watch her type.
Yeah.
And I dropped my address and said, this is my address. And she goes, okay, I will post this afternoon. I got one for myself as well. She said, what is it? And I said, I'm not sure how to send a photo to you. So I said, just send it to me on Facebook. And she goes, too public. Try Orbit, find your keys and phone. And she sent me orbit.com. Like, so it just goes to orbit.com. I didn't know what that meant.
So the whole point is, like, this is mysterious. Like,
I don't know what the hell it is.
We have no idea what this package Bob has got right in front of him. So we thought why not, it'd be a good opening segment to open this on the podcast, but we actually just got carried away. So we're halfway through and we're just going to open the fucking package now.
That's it there for Spotify. Let's have a look. I'm very, very excited for this, honestly.
I have no idea what it's going to be.
It looks electronic. Oh, there we go. Obviously, she knows that I lose my shit too often. So
it's got a nice message on the back.
I got one for me as well, and then she...
Oh, dude, you and your gran are going to have matching fucking key rings. That's sick.
So, obviously, this is something...
You can track it.
This is something just to put in my wallet or my keys or something like that, so I can, like, find it and it lets off a sound.
Dude, you know what's actually crazy? I've got on my recent tabs for shit that I need to buy, and I've actually got one of those the Apple version of that. So it's one of those things you just put in your things, because I'm always losing my shit.
Me too.
First day at uni, I like lost my wallet and it was just at the flat.
Oh no! Yeah,
but like you know, like I was literally tracing it everywhere, and it was on the couch because I wear warehouse pants, mate, because they're fucking cheap. The pockets suck. The pockets suck.
They do.
So like I literally had no idea where my wallet is, and I was like, mate, like this. perfectly ideal, and you can literally stick on anything. Like, it doesn't need to be keys or anything. So thanks to Gran,
I might stick it in my wallet, honestly, because
then you got the Calvin Klein wallet. The freaking
now the funny thing about being a student with this is that what is in it is worth less than the wallet.
Oh yeah. But now you look bougie. Now you can rock into BK with rock up the Calvin Klein wallet and be like, yo, ice creams. Yeah,
exactly.
And just move it out, look like the man.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's perfect. It works perfect. But this is going to be great for me, honestly, because I lost my keys one time in lockdown. So the lockdown last year, I was here in Christchurch. And it was like my third, fourth week here.
Yeah.
So I still didn't really know my flatmate. Didn't really know everything around
early
me
days
with everything. So I was getting drunk as much as possible because I didn't have anything to do. You couldn't go anywhere.
That's a good way to make friends. There's two things that make you closer. It's doing hard work together and drinking together.
Exactly. So yeah, I was drinking quite a lot, and then she suggested we go to our other Bubble's house because at that point you could go to another Bubble. So I went there. I don't actually remember going there. That's the thing. Because
you were waved.
You were waved. Yeah, I blacked out before I even got out the house. I remember being in a car, and I remember being there briefly, and that's all, right? Woke up in my own bed, right, and looked for my keys, could not find them anywhere. I'm freaking the fuck out, going, I'm fucked myself.
Dude,
I'm screwed.
It depends what you drink. For me, if I have, Snoop Dogg said it on Joe Rogan, I can't drink shit that's darker than my skin. If it's blacker than me, I can't do it. Like whiskey, it's a teleportation device. People, honestly,
exactly,
I've had moments where I've been drinking whiskey, I blink and I fucking wake up in a different suburb. I've had scenarios where the room was spinning, blink, wake up in Remuera in Auckland. I'm like, well, how did I get here? Uber driver's handing me a napkin. You know,
one of my first blackout experiences was probably when I was about 17, I think. And we were drinking in on the field at our school, at midnight or something like that, yeah. And we were all passing around this bottle of whiskey, right? And what I didn't realise is that they were all trying to look cool, and they were taking little sips, but going like this, were putting the bottle upside down, and then just taking a wee sip out of it. Now I was chugging it. I was going hard.
It's fucking brutal. It's for me, it's like meth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so bad. But then vodka, I'm chill with because it's nice and white. Controversial statement. Nice. No, but it's lighter than me. I can do it. RTDs lighter than me. As soon as bourbon and cola, oh my god, it fucks me. Honestly, me and my mates were playing Stat Cup. Have you ever played Stat Cup?
Is it okay? Is it when you get a can and tape it to another one?
No. So Stat Cup is so there's a bunch of cups in the middle, and then you've got these two cups around the table, and you're trying to bounce a ball into the cup that you've got in front of you, and if you can do that, you can stack the person right next to you. But if they don't have the cup, you pass it to someone else. Essentially,
I've seen this. Yeah,
so we're playing Stat Cup, and it just gets violent. Basically, it's so much fun. When you're drinking, because the more drunk you get, the more fun it gets, and it's great.
Yeah.
And then the poor sod who the very last cup in the middle. So say there's 20 cups. The very last cup in the middle is filled to the brim. It's like a king's cup. And the amount of bourbon and cola in there, and I got stacked last, and I was looking at this cup, and I swear to God, it was twitching at me. It had an eye, and it was twitching, and I was like, oh no.
And it's going, no.
No. And I drank this, and I was just waved. Get me it gets me copiously drunk. It's absurd. I just can't handle it.
I get you, yeah. That's the thing with blacking out, is that you don't know when it's going to happen. It's most of the time, it's when you say, I'm not going to drink much. Yeah. I'm just going to have a quiet one, and then I'm going to go home.
Do you know what it is? It tricks you every time. It's I feel good. Why don't I drink more to feel better?
Exactly. Because I think often, when you say, I need to get drunk, is not when you want to get drunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you say, actually, I don't want to go out tonight. I think I'm just going to have a quiet one, have a good time, and then go home. That's when you, your body goes, actually, no, tonight's the night. This is the night that you're going to make it, bro.
Yeah, just unconsciously, subconsciously in the back of your body's nah, we're getting sent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. I've known many times about, my 20th birthday was probably my best party ever because my 21st, unfortunately, was in lockdown, the first one.
Yeah.
And I just like couldn't go out or anything. So my 20th though, we had probably like easily 50 people in this tiny flat, and we were all getting drunk, all getting wasted. And I remember just waking up in my bed in the morning, and people were like, "How was it?" And they were like, "That was the best party of your life."
Really?
And I was like, I do. Luckily, I do remember up till midnight, and then there was another 2 hours that I forgot. And I was like, did I make a fool of myself? And they were like, no, man, you were like hilarious. Like, you were just running around hugging people and just like, then someone like was outside was smoking a joint. You had 2 puffs of it and that was it for you. And because I was so drunk that two puffs of the joint was like, hey, no,
you're there, bro. You're already there.
They brought me to my room. They tucked me in. Like, they all gave me a kiss on the forehead.
That's so good.
And I was like, did I do good? And they were like, you did great, boy.
Mate, my 16th went hard.
It
was such a good party, dude. Like, I love that party so much. It was so, just honestly, everything went perfectly. Like, I was the perfect level of drunk. All my best mates were there. We were dancing, pizza, just everything. My dad was on board.
Was there any drama? Was there like any drama?
That's the thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, it's always a good party when there's no. As soon as drama gets involved, it just ruins the party. No drama. Like, we cracked a couple nangs on the fucking deck table.
Go.
There's a hilarious video of me actually. Do I show it? Maybe I should. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like think about this when I'm editing. But like.
Yeah. So.
Keep going. Don't lose your grip.
Keep going, Tim. Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. You gotta keep going. More. Oh fuck.
Oh my god. There's a video of me doing a nag. And my dad's like patting me on the head while I'm doing this nag. It's so funny. And it was the first nag I'd ever done.
Yeah.
My eyes just go, whoa. I'm like, holy fuck, welcome to Jupiter. Yeah, like, exactly. I landed on the moon. I was like, holy fuck, this is sensational. It was crazy.
I'm a big advocate, personally, right, of, honestly, I think all drugs should be legal. Have you heard of what's happened in, I think it's the Netherlands?
No.
So their needle usage was the worst in the world. Like their heroin.
So heroin, meth.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not talking about legalizing heroin and meth. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they had a real big problem with it. So what they did is they legalized it, but in the way of like, we supply it and we supply you good, clean, top of the line heroin straight from farm to mouth. I know that's a weird way to put it, but like.
But isn't the whole point of heroin like what's in it is fucked?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, it's kind of, yes, but like we're gonna give you like heroin that is like tested and clean, and it's not gonna have any impurities in it.
Okay, right.
But you have to come to the chemist.
Yeah.
You have to have a job to get it. So they give all these addicts jobs, and then they have to go to like the pharmacy, and then they get their morning heroin and afternoon heroin or whatever heroin that they want. Needle usage went down 66%.
Really?
Because people were going to work and then they had connections.
That connectivity stuff.
Exactly.
Fuck, that's wild.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I think if you legalize them all but have, like, all these, like, restrictions around them that are controlled, then, like, people are going to be able to experiment in a safer way. And then they're going to find out, that isn't actually for me. Yeah.
I mean, personally, I wasn't old enough to vote in the marijuana referendum. I wish I was. I would have voted yes.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is I'm not a massive user. Like, I'm just not. I'm not even a user. I do it a handful of times a year because I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's that. Like, that's that. I'm good with that. The thing that really drives me away from it, and maybe this is there's arguments, for and against, is like, the truth is, I have no idea what I'm smoking, if I'm being truthfully honest.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be grass, it could be fly spray, it could be whatever the fuck, like. And as someone who's like a health advocate, I try not to think about that because I'm just all for like, this is the one-off, have the good time, blah, 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 and just imagine it's pure. But like, I feel a lot more safe and a lot more secure knowing I'm buying pure stuff from a chemist,
Exactly.
I don't even mind paying a premium, because again, I'm not doing it a lot. I'm not, it's very occasional, and to know that it's safe, like for me, that would be the most important thing.
Yeah, thinking about like, you get ID, like you'd have to get ID for it. You'd only get a certain amount. Say you go in and you get a party pill, and they say you take this on the start of your night out, and then you go on your night out, and then that's all you need for the night.
Yeah.
And it would be a controlled amount, and yes, there'd be ways to get more, and there'd be people that would like abuse the system and whatnot. Yes, right? But like they abuse every sort of control system and stuff like that. Like, how many kids manage to get drunk?
Yeah, exactly.
Standing outside a liquor store and asking some dude who walks in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's ways to bypass literally any like rule, but I think like having that system in place, I think it would personally make a massive difference.
Exactly. Yeah, especially in a good place like a small place like New Zealand as well. Sorry. In a small place like New Zealand, it would work perfectly because there's a culture around like, there's a binge drinking culture, but if we pulled it away from that and like had more restrictions around alcohol as well, like had the same sort of, because prohibition never works, banning alcohol never works because it just gets worse. But if you maybe control it a bit more, and like I reckon the way to
like a quantity limit for different age brackets, something like that, so you could be introduced to it at a safe level. Like again, there'd be ways to get more. You can just get older people to buy you more stuff, but at least that's a start. And then
I have a mate who he like had been drinking pretty much every day since he was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
And he's like 19 now, and he can go through an 18 box of Woodstocks in one night and be still standing and fine.
18.
But yeah, he'll be fine. Like, just sweet as, yeah.
For reference, I think eight. If I had half that and you had the other half, I would be on the floor.
Oh,
like,
I'd be pretty bloody good. Like, that's the thing,
dude, imagine that for a podcast idea. We actually, because I personally hate woodies. I don't know if you hate them as well, but it'd be so.
Actually, no. After being in Nelson, I'm pretty big.
Really?
Big
Oh,
fan
dude,
of them,
9 woodies. It would be so funny watching me painfully drink 9 of these raucous drinks.
No, but that's the thing. I think the funniest thing about like back in the day is like a lot of people would get a drink and go, "Whoa, that's way too much alcohol."
Yeah.
Right. Nowadays, it's like, "Whoa, that's so much sugar."
No, it is. It is
exactly,
dude. I drunk beer for the first time like 2 weeks ago, and dude, I woke up the next day and I was sore. I felt like I played rugby. I played first team rugby back up in the North Island, and like. It felt like I just played a fucking game of rugby, dude. And I'm like, I wasn't tackling any massive fucking like 110 kilo motherfuckers. Like I literally had a box of beer.
That's crate day.
And it rolled me. I was rolled the next day.
Every crate day is just the next day is me in pain. Man, because I just try to tackle a crate and try to get through it, and then like about numbered at like 8, you just like
you can't hack it, dude.
Exactly.
I'm more of a bake day.
Yeah, exactly. My birthday is 4 days after 420.
Oh, true.
So,
celebratory by them.
Exactly, yeah. And Anzac Day is the day after, but like, the problem with Anzac Day being the day after is I've never been to a dawn parade because, my birthday, that's the night that I'm like, I might be going out for a few drinks and stuff like that, and then the morning after, I'm not going to a dawn parade. I'm not waking up at dawn. That's not happening either.
Fuck that. Oh, dude, but honestly, like, especially I feel like beer as well, like the, when I've drunk it, it fucks up my stomach as well, dude. Like I've had some,
it's
bro.
the yeast. It's just cooking.
Yeah, legit. No. Oh, dude. Oh, when I had to tell that shit story at uni, that was so funny. And then, dude, honestly, my shit story. I don't know, like. It's actually fucking embarrassing, but like I have the funniest shit stories in the world.
You've got to say that, because it's something that you could only imagine happening.
I know, dude. I had this hilarious one recently. It was so funny. It was in Auckland, and I was what was I doing? Maybe I don't actually know. I think I literally just needed a shit, but I was out and about at like a countdown, and we got a Macca's. It's in Green Lane, so everyone that knows Green Lane Macca's, it's like a massive congestion spot in Auckland. So up the Green Lane fucking Macca's, and I just had been shopping at Countdown. I'm like, dude, I need shit. So I'm like, okay, sweet. Walk into Macca's, go to the bathroom, take a shit. I'm like, cool. Dude, there's no toilet paper.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, dude, it's McDonald's. I'm like, there's no...
Say goodbye to a sock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no fucking toilet paper. I'm like, oh, no. And then I'm like, okay, there's 2 stalls in the male bathroom. I'm like, what if I I'm like, I wonder if there's anyone in here. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to have to pull my pants up because it's fucking gross.
Oh, dude.
So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do a runner. do a runner, pants down the ankles, right? From
around
stall
into
1 to stall 2, right? Right. I'm like listening out. I'm like, fucking coast is clear.
That's a risky move.
Burst out the door, boom, 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 into stall 2, unscathed. No one was in there. I was like, oh, thank fuck. Go to use the toilet paper.
Empty. Oh no!
It's fucking empty.
Are you kidding me?
It's fucking empty.
How does it happen?
I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do. So I stand up, clench, right? Arse cheeks clenched, pants come up. I'm like, let's fucking do it. Get out of the stall, sprint out of the Tane, because they got like the mouldy signs on it, out of the Tane bathroom, burst into the Wahine bathroom, straight into the woman's stall. I'm like, please to fuck, don't let there be a poor lady. Because imagine you're a poor lady in the woman's bathroom, and me, Tej Mondo, comes storming through the door so fucking aggressively. You'd probably, honestly, if you hadn't just shat yourself, you'd shit yourself on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thankfully, I burst in. There's one lady in the stall. They've got more stalls in the women's bathrooms, which I guess makes sense because they'll like sit down.
There you go.
And I burst in. One stall's locked. I'm like, thank God. There's no one in like the common area of the bathroom. And then there's 2 stalls open. I'm like, run into the stall, sit down. There's fucking toilet paper. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I've actually done it, right?
Do you know why? Because a girl would have complained about it.
Yeah.
and dude would have just shaking it off, sacrificed the
That's the thing. I went through all this and I didn't even complain about it.
Exactly.
Dude, the story gets better, right?
No,
the story gets better. So bursting in through the Wahine door must have been this mammoth of a woman.
Oh no!
She must have been a Goliath. Honestly, oh my fuck. I've never heard such violent aromas and sounds just coming out. So anyway, this lady comes into the stall next to me, sits down, and holy fuck! Oh my goodness! Honestly, an earthquake erupted from her stall. It was like. I couldn't even make the noise with my mouth. I was in shock. I was like, mate, I've chunted back some KFC, probably some off Indian, and I've had bad toilet days. Yeah. But fuck me.
This woman had
the sonic boom that erupted from her anus. I was in shock. I was like, how could this Goliath woman produce such fucking, I don't even know, sonic boom of a sound and the smell. Oh, it protruded my nostrils. The aroma filled the air, and I just remember being in shock. But anyway, wipe the ass, pull the pants up, got out of there unscathed. Clean as a whistle.
Not even seen?
Not seen, nothing. Ass was wiped.
Nice and clean.
And I got to witness probably the craziest shit. I didn't even know, no offense, but I didn't even know a woman could produce that.
It reminds me of Joey Diaz
it was violent.
saying, they're changing flavours.
Dude. The poor toilet bowl, honestly, it was insane. And the stench, oh my god, it was wafting.
Oh, well, you can imagine, when working in fast food, there's been some messes.
Oh, dude. Have you ever had to clean the toilet? Because I'm gonna lie, in McDonald's, I've left some fucking corkies. Dude, we're fully grown men, and we're giggling about toilet humor. And actually, I'm sorry, no matter what age you get, it never gets fucking old.
It's never not funny.
It's so funny. It's actually hilarious, dude.
No, exactly. I've dropped some double flushes and some BK bathrooms.
Yeah,
for
sure, for sure.
But honestly, working in fast food, there was one time when there was a challenge at the local high school in Nelson where people would Snapchat video them just fucking with the bathroom.
Yeah.
Someone pissed inside the toilet, those wall toilet paper holders with the gates to stop that are locked so you don't run them all out. Yeah, he managed to piss inside that. I don't know how. I had to just throw out the whole roll. I don't. How do you manage that? And people putting on their Snapchat stories, them just pissing in the toilet, and then they'll go to the side, and
then they'll just go all. Yeah. Dude, honestly, in my high school, because I went to a high school of 3,000 people, Dude, the bathrooms, holy fuck, 3,000 homo habilisks fucking, honestly, just wrecking these bathrooms. Some dude got expelled from school. This is actually violent. Like, this is vile. I don't know how any human could justify this to themselves, but this is what he did. So he goes into a stall.
Yeah.
Perfectly good toilet. Takes a shit on the floor.
Okay, keep talking. yeah.
Firstly, takes a shit on the floor.
Fantastic.
Right. So we're already in a territory where it's like,
Story's
like
okay
why
so
the
far.
fuck have you done that? Man proceeds to get his hand.
Here we go.
And pick up his shit. Right? Yeah. So poo is in the hand.
Yep.
He walks out of the stall and he goes over to this is our new bathrooms. Very, very modern compared to the old block toilets, which are just fucking disgusting anyway.
Now, before we go any further, does he do some graffiti?
He does.
Here we go.
So he goes onto the wall and he writes, "Hi there!" exclamation mark in his own shit.
Awesome.
It was honestly, when I didn't see it, thank God. When I heard about it, it was terrible. And the next day, like, we get like these notices read out to us every day, and the guy who was reading out the notices, he described it. He was articulating it in the most vulgar way, and he was just like, it was like criminal. He was like, I can't even imagine, this is animalistic behavior. I can't even imagine doing it. And to be honest, I totally agree, that is fucking rancid.
We had the same incident in my high school where someone was just throwing shit around everywhere into the bathroom, and guess what, the cleaner quit. He did not clean it.
Fair enough.
He walked in and he was like, nah,
not today.
And he actually handed in his resignation and said, sorry, I'm not coming back. Go look at the bathroom where my cleaning shit is right now, and then tell me I'm unjustified. And then
I do the same.
They just hired someone new. They were just like, no, sorry.
I can't believe. I feel sorry for the poor cleaners, especially even at my high school. Like the poor cleaners that were cleaning that bathroom. Honestly.
So not only did I worked in fast food, but I've also worked in commercial cleaning.
Yeah.
Now there was a old restaurant in Nelson. They called it. I think it's shut down now, so I can drop it. It was called the Three Rooms. I'm so sorry if you bought food from there. So we had this military grade degreaser, right? Yeah. We changed the walls colours, from a dark brown to a white. I spent 8 hours cleaning one of their ovens.
Really?
Yeah, it was this amount of stuff that you can think of. A bit of a public service announcement, right? If you have a shower drain that you can grab out, clean that stuff. Clean it once every month or something like that, because one day when you're moving out, right, you won't think about it, and you'll go to lift that thing up, and it's just there's hair, it's wet, and it's just been there for ages, and it's all soap in it and everything like that, and it's just not nice. So public service announcement, go clean that shit. Got one, man. Because
that's vile.
Yeah, well, cleaning jobs are pretty brutal, man. They're the things that you see, man. There was a woman with her disabled son. She was also disabled, and I feel really bad for them because I feel like they've just been forgotten about by society.
Yeah.
They got given a house by the DHB.
Yeah.
And then we went and cleaned it for them and helped them out, and oh my god, man, it looked like they had never done cleaning. Probably they'd lived in there 10 years.
God forgive their souls.
They'd lived there 10 years, and the dude just didn't clean it at all.
Yeah.
The sun, when we walked into the bath, it was filled with leaves and stuff that had overgrown from a window with vines that were growing inside the house. There was an archway, the ceiling was probably about 4 meters high.
It's a high fucking ceiling.
Yeah, it was a hallway, right? And there was an archway just above your head of cobwebs. All the way up the ceiling, just cobwebs.
Yeah.
And I went in there to clean it, and my first job was get a vacuum cleaner and just
zip up all these cobs.
It was quite satisfying. All just went,
I think of the Minecraft sword dashing through
dude, exactly that.
Yeah, nah, dude, fucking, you know Denny's?
Yes.
So my mum's boyfriend, he's a metal worker, and he had a job at Denny's, and he went in there after hours. Well, not after hours because it never fucking closes, but midnight, whatever. And the dude was cleaning, and this guy's got this mop, and he's mopping the floor. Anyway, he finishes mopping the floor, and then he stands up on the fucking kitchen bench and mops the bench with the same piece of shit mop. He washes the floor, the stuff we eat from, mate. Fast food, mate. Especially Denny's. I don't know what it's like Yeah, but I know, I have a funny feeling Denny's like, as good as the food is, dude, you are eating some gunk.
Yeah, what I will always say to people is that, like, what the reason why Macca's Sunday machine is always down is because they are complicated machines.
Yeah.
Now, one of my jobs is to actually clean those. They've got 60 parts.
Fuck.
Yeah, 60 different, like, plastic / metal
Because you wonder
parts.
how they get that texture, mate. It's fucking magic.
Exactly. Oh, exactly.
It's so good.
And, like, trust me, if you knew how it was made in the first place, you'd never want to eat it again. You can Google videos of it quite easily.
Really?
But it's like powder and water, and you
Yeah.
just mix it together and then stick it in the top of the machine, and it comes out
Dude,
like that.
so much is powder and water. My mate got a job at New World, and he told me he saw the lady making the eggs for the egg sandwiches.
yeah,
Dude, it's not egg. It's not fucking egg. It's powder and water, and they stir it up, and it comes out in this like I can just imagine this witch with like a big fucking long nose, like stirring up this pot of rancid egg
You're
to
gonna
put in sandwiches.
You're gonna freak out when you find out about
Really?
potato and gravy.
Oh, dude, no, I love potato.
I don't
and
work at
gravy.
KFC, but like I used to work in a kitchen in the hospital, right? And we had pretty much the exact same product. It is just powder and water, whisk it up.
Dude, and honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for that potato and gravy. Like, you dip those chips in there, oh, fuck.
Oh,
so
yeah,
good.
exactly. What is it about potato and potato?
Yeah,
It's
oh,
so good.
dude, potato and then that gravy combo is just fucking naughty, mate.
Oh,
It's so
exactly,
good.
yeah, man. I like my goal for this year is to just like actually, because I was like 20 kgs skinnier, but
Yeah.
I was also 20 kgs heavier as well at a point.
Really?
So yeah. So I'm a bit chubbier now, but like I used to be like quite like
Somewhere in the middle, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like this is I'm now at the point where like I don't live like health all the time, right? But I know when it's getting bad.
Yeah.
I see some people where like they go like, oh, you know, it just happens over time and you don't notice, and I'm like, well, you do. There's something, like, I've walked into the bathroom sometimes and just looked in the mirror and gone like, oh, okay, no, I need to do something about this. I need to like cut down a bit, like, you know, maybe stop eating the fast food and stuff like that on the way home and all that sort of stuff. But like, I just feel like when you get to that point, you should know. You should you have a look at yourself. Always keep checking yourself.
Yeah, I've always been pretty strict. Like as I say, I'm a big health and fitness guy. Like, I just, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I have like days. But I can get it all out in one day where I honestly, the reason I can get it all out is I basically make myself sick like once every like 2 or 3 weeks with just this erroneous amounts of like fast food. Like,
it is
like
wrong. $40
like
on something.
at least like honestly so much, and then I'm just like, cool, like don't need it for another month now, because I actually enjoy eating clean. Like, it makes me feel good. Like, I feel better for it as well most of the time. It's just fast food can be super easy.
Now, as much as you love talking about eating clean, I want to hear what's the most you've eaten in a one sitting full fat? Like, what is your biggest Macca's order for you?
So
for you, like, when you've like gone like, and what are you guys getting?
Yeah. So I used to get McDonald's once a year.
Yep.
I'm not a massive Macca's fan, to be honest, but I was just like, once a year. I don't think I've had Macca's in like probably over a year now. It's been probably a year since I had it. Last Macca's meal I had, family dinner box.
Oh,
so it was 2 Big Macs, 2 cheeseburgers, 2 hash browns, 2 medium fries.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
With the drinks.
I got 2 waters and then I chucked the 2 Cokes out. I can't drink like 4 liters of liquid, dude.
Fuck yeah,
and then me and my mate Matt, we couldn't finish it because I think it was actually so bad. Like, I love KFC, but we had this experience. It was shocking. Like, so we split like the biggest order you can get from there. We spent like $30 each. It was like a $60 order.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking huge bucket of chicken, 4 large fries, 2 potatoes and gravy. And we probably got through like half of it, to be fair to us. But we got to a point where we looked at each other, and honestly, I felt like my skin was sticking to my skeleton from all the salt I just fucking ingested. And we were like, no more. In state, we left that K fry-in. It was fucking violent. Like, there was just shit all over the table. We were like, oh fuck, you know, we're on holiday, and we just left. Oh, the poor cleaners. We're not good people.
Oh no, I know that feeling though. Like, honestly, there was one time where my mate from he was my manager at the time.
Yeah.
This is like back 3 years ago when I used to work there. And it was like, he was a Jehovah's Witness, and I was smoking weed at the time, and I was like, hey, you wanna come give it a try?
Yeah.
And then it was like, I don't know if that's in the Bible and stuff like that. And I showed him a Bible verse that says, "Here is every fruit bearing seed and every it's a I don't quote me on this, but it's a pretty much a Bible verse that says God has given everything on this planet for us to use.
Yeah,
everything natural and kind of thing like that. That covers weed.
Dude, the burning bush, when Moses finds it, that's a bud bush.
Exactly. That's what I think it was like something like
the whole Noah's Ark thing. That was a trip.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what I think as well. I think drugs influence the Bible heavily, but he decided to smoke with me, and he had a bunch of $2 and $1 coins that he had saved up just in a cup on the side. That every time he had change, he just chucked it in there. Now, we went across to BP after we'd smoked. He's like, "I'm real hungry, man." And I'm like, yeah, let's go to BP. We'll grab something, because it was the only thing that was open. This is 3 a.m. at this point.
Yeah.
Now, we go up to the window, and there's this real shy guy. And the guy goes, "Hey, yeah, can I, what hot food have you guys got left?" And he goes, "Oh, just this." And there's 4 pies, 3 sausage rolls, 20 nuggets, and 4 cordon bleus, and by the way, that was just 4 mince and cheese. There's steak and cheese and a mince pie,
just
butter
a
chicken.
Fuck ton of food.
He grabs the cup of coins and does a Harry Potter. "We'll take the lot."
Really?
And just gives them all the coins, and we get all this food all in these bags, and we just sit into the BK parking lot.
Munching.
We ate it all, and we passed out there. We wake up to my manager in the morning, knocking on the car window, going, "Hey guys, you guys are in uniform, passed out outside BK."
Fuck, that's ruthless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that was but that was a very long time ago now.
Yeah.
And that would never think of even doing something like that now, because of trying my professionalism, especially as we've been learning at uni. It's it's always about always showing the best possible version of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I've tried to keep that all in the past now.
Definitely, bro. I think for me, especially this is a podcast, but it's a comedy show.
Oh, exactly.
As much as I'm, myself in this, there is a bit of a persona. It's me, but it's exaggerated.
Exactly.
I would never, people will look at this and they'll judge you or whatever. Dude, I'm not gonna talk about this kind of shit when I'm at the dinner table with my girlfriend or something. Not that I have a girlfriend, but for an example,
exactly, yeah.
It's a completely different aspect of thing, and I do this because I fucking love it, bro.
Exactly.
I think this is healthy. Dude, we're gonna do it the next time we do this podcast. I'm gonna go fucking in on how my last year at high school, basically my fucking high school, tried to cancel this. They honestly tried their best to fucking cancel this, and I had to be so fucking meticulous in the way I did this show that we were basically uncancelable. I didn't break a single rule.
Yeah,
I got called in. I got called into the fucking dean's suite. Literally 4 or 5 times saying "Look, we've received complaints about the Banter Bar," and I'm like, "Okay, what are those complaints?" "Oh, we can't tell you." How the fuck am I meant to help you? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
and why are they complaining to my school? Why don't they complain on the show? We can address it. We can have some fun about it.
Exactly.
And we can change it. I'm not some sinister being through a fucking the vortex of social media who's just gonna clown you. Mate, I'm actually, I'm just a fucking person.
No, exactly.
If you've actually if you've got a problem with the show, leave it in the comments. We'll address it, and we probably won't do it again because we're not cunts.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're people too.
Exactly.
We understand.
Exactly. And this is it was so funny. The reason. So I don't know if you ever saw on the TikToks, but me and my friend, we call the show the Banter Barn.
Oh yeah.
So the dean who called me in, this is the first time. So I'm going to go into this heavily on the next episode we do because we're running out of time. But, But just as a quick recap, so basically we've posted 3 episodes at this point. So we're 3 weeks into the Banter Barn. And Dean comes into my class. So it's a tradition at our school when a master walks in, you stand up. It's very strict old school. And I stand up. I'm still not going to mention the name because I actually have respect for a lot of the people that go there, and the community is really good, but there are a few fuckwits, if I'm being totally honest. As there is in every environment, you just got to learn to cope with that. And there are also people there who are some of my best friends, some masters there that I massively respect, who I think are really good people.
Yeah.
This guy, it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we stand up. Johnson, can I speak to you for a second? And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. So we start walking to his office, and I'm already thinking, I'm like, yeah, I know what this is about.
And you told me, like, as soon as you said his accent, like, said that line, I think I know what this is
yeah,
about.
Yeah. So we get to his office, and he walks in, and I walk in the office, and the computer screen's there. Loaded up on the fucking computer screen is me, my mate's face, and Josh, who was the previous co-host of the show, his face, and I just see my mate, the guy who passed out in the cinema. I see his face loaded up on the screen, and I honestly, I just smile to myself, and I sit down on the chair, and I accidentally kick his computer cord. So I'm like, oh, sorry, mate. He's like, mate. You call me mate? I'm like, oh, sorry, sir. Because they're big on respect kind of thing. I was like, whatever. But he was obviously trying to haze me a little bit. And he said, Johnson, do you know why you're here? So, of course I knew I was fucking there. I saw the screen. I was like, no, not at all.
No, sir. What is it?
So tell me, Johnson, have you ever heard of the Banter Barn? And dude, I kept the most meticulous fucking face. Oh, our comedy show. You know, very careful with my words, played it out. And I basically digressed and I went into the whole scenario of why we started this podcast and how it's about essentially contradicting what was 2021 censorship and flipping it on its head and presenting, you know, a show where we talk about all the shit we want to and how it's actually really good for mental health, and that the joy we bring to people that watch this actually far outweighs the potential negative implications it could have on me in the future.
Yeah, because I want to talk about in future episodes as well, if I can.
Yeah.
About like more like the past, because I did have like a bit of an issue with addiction at a point. And I have had like
and totally, dude. We on the show we accept, like, you want to talk about anything, like we can talk about anything you want, dude. Exactly, like honestly, anything you want to bring up, the good, the bad, the fucking yucky, the shit, the set, like honestly, whatever you want, bring it up. And credit to this guy, credit to the dean. He really listened to what I had to say.
Yeah. And
he was like, fair play.
Yeah.
He was like, fair play. Look, you've done this meticulously. You've you haven't followed any rules. And don't get me wrong, he was probably just doing his job, to be fair to him. Like, I got to have some understanding with that. Like, they obviously didn't want me to keep going, because even though I was very careful not to associate myself with the school, people people know who I am, you know, like I'm not like popular or anything, but people know of me and they know what school I go to.
Yeah.
And so by natural of association, not that I'd ever associated this show with the school, but just, you know, people can put two and two together. So they they told me they received some complaints. Who knows if they actually did? They probably didn't. They probably just wanted me to stop. So he kept bringing me in. But a lot of the time we just, you know...
Well, people we know are going to know where our uni is, and people are going to know where, like, you know, where I work and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we're careful not to bring it up. That's the thing. Like, it's having respect for those places. And to be honest, like, as hard as they tried to cancel us, dude, like, I honestly think that this is a really positive thing. We're not making this to be cunts. We're making this... actually to share something that's positive. We're here to have a laugh.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what it's all about, dude. And I think on that note, we've been going for an hour and 10.
Fuck yeah, it felt like 10 minutes,
dude,
honestly.
That's what I'm saying. When you're having a good time, it fucking goes by fast. So I think we ended up here. So if you guys enjoyed this podcast, the Banter Bomb, we're coming back. I think it's season 4, episode 1.
Let's
go.
We're
starting season 4. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. I've been Tim. This has been Bob.
And have a good one, guys.
Yeah, adios.